what we're doing with this club is we're your community board. Just we do it in person and now virtually. You know, obviously the pandemic. So this past year, we used to do this once a month at a coffee shop. So for the past year, we've been doing it via Zoom. Not as fun, not as been waiting to touch people. So it's about second against the pandemic. But just think of what you're here for is this is a community board. So while we advertise what we're going to discuss tonight, you're going to get exposed to other people, and that's what we're starting with. So if you look at the survey that you take, so it's a pretty simple survey. I just want to introduce the system. She had another engagement, so one way met her, in a sense, meets her engagement. And so if you look at that survey, it talks about the relationship you have with money. And so recommend one is to fill it out, and then hopefully, once I introduce you to the system, if you want to improve your relationship with money, I would recommend this system. But the idea with mental dialogue, there's a lot in the name itself. Mental dialogue. So I kind of told you we're a community center. When you think about the name, there's an answer in the name itself. What I mean by answer is simply this. If we can improve the conversation inside your own head, you will be better. If you're better, our community is better. And so our approach with everything to a degree is to get into the psychology. I always say, I go about Black Socrates, I'm a philosopher, right? So I always say, you can't act right if you don't think right, right? You can't act right if you don't think right. So the survey that you have, when it says, think about the relationship with money, typically, and the system I'm going to introduce you to, Ashley Thomas, she'll do this better than I can, but ultimately, a lot of times, some of our issues, good and bad with money, are not necessarily based on how we focus on it. Our other issues can affect how our relationship is money. And so this system takes a very comprehensive approach to dealing with money. And then when you think about our community as a collective, you know, in a sense maybe how we're looked upon or how we see one another, or even our own issues that we know we have with money ourselves. When we think about those things, a lot of times there's things that we haven't thought about that are playing a role in how we deal with money. And so when we ask this question, what is your relationship with money? Basically, I'm going to introduce this queen. And so we have this event, but we have other events to help people get focused on other aspects. We have a community checkup. I do with this brother sincere. Thanks to this brother's reason we event once a month. We do that via Zoom. It's a mental health checkup on the community. So we bring in people like Dr. on it several times. We have several doctor level therapists that help us conduct a community checkup. So that's a mental health checkup. So now we're about to add making money matter talks to check up on how we are about our money from a psychological standpoint, not just the nuts and bolts of here's how you budget, here's how you invest, but getting into why you respond to money the way you do, if that makes sense. So without further ado, I'm going to, again, because the sister has to go, we're going to go ahead and get her introduced. Actually, if you will, tell them about, you know, what you're doing with Making Money Matters, and just know, and going forward, I want to highlight this before she says this. So not only are we going to have a Making Money Matters talk Monday, but it's actually part of her pilot program, which is things she wants to do. And so a lot of you members and those who become members will have access to this pilot program for a lot lower than she's going to charge when she's scaling. So getting in while it's low, but it's worth it, in my opinion. But I'll let her talk about it a little bit.
How are y'all this evening?
Great.
It's Friday. It's payday for me. How y'all doing? All right. I'm glad to hear y'all are okay. So my name is Ashley Thomas. I am a personal finance coach. So what I do is I talk to people about their relationship with money, how we often think it's about, I don't make enough money so I can't pay my bills and that's it. But oftentimes it's a little bit deeper than that. Sometimes it's about you have an emotional feeling, you feel something else, and so the way that you cope with that is you go out and you buy a new Jordan, or you buy some new jeans, or you want to go ahead and buy a new wig, a new weave, whatever it is, you want to get your nails done, And all of this is not necessarily about I don't make enough money. It's about how am I coping with how I'm feeling? How am I doing? And is my money reflecting that? And for a lot of people, it comes back to we weren't taught about money. We weren't taught how to manage it. We weren't taught how to invest it. We weren't taught how to put that money to work. And so that's what I do with people. I have a shame-free, guilt-free conversation about money. Where you are is where you are, and my goal is just to help you get to the next level so that whatever you want to achieve financially, you can go ahead and do that. And there's no guilt or shame on my part. So probably about 4 years ago, I was $21,000 in credit card debt. What I actually spent it on, I couldn't tell you. I didn't have anything to show for it. I still stay in an apartment, but I paid that off in a year and a half. And I did that through discipline and really looking at how am I managing my money? How is that money reflecting what's going on with me? And a lot of it was just things that I was dealing with, wanting to buy things that I could finally afford because I'm working, so treat yourself and all of that going on, right? But it has to be bigger than that, and there has to be a bigger conversation about money. You know, at the end of the day, we all need money. Money makes an impact on our life, but you have the ability to do something different. You have the ability to change your children's lives, your family's lives, your friends' lives, just by taking an honest look at your money, taking an honest look at who you are as a person and how that's impacting your money. So you have this survey there. Feel free to answer it. I will be getting in contact with everyone that completes the survey. You can find me on Instagram at Making Money Matter, LLC. I have business cards, so feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, any concerns. I am here, again, a judgment-free place to go ahead and have an honest conversation about money.
Thank you, Ashley. Perfect. So I tell everybody, if you answer 6 or less, you want to at least get in on that Making Money Matters Mondays. And that's one thing she'll be contacting you, just let you know. That's going to be a private Zoom, similar to how we do the community checkups. So it'll be get contacted and get access to that private Zoom, kind of in a group setting, really find out, see if she knows what she's talking about.